The first thing that I want to do here is make sure that I define where my horizon line is. And this is very important when starting a drawing, just to make sure that everything is where it needs to be. So I'm going to put my horizon line sort of in the middle of this drawing. And again, I'm going to draw sort of light here so that erasing things are a little bit easier. And then I need to kind of think about the placement of my vanishing point. Now for this drawing, my placement's going to be on the left-hand side. But a lot of times something that doesn't really get thought of is exactly where the horizon line is going to be in regards to the placement of the vanishing point. People just kind of throw it on there and start to kind of work without really thinking about those things. Now I'm going to go and break one of my, oh, knock the camera. I'm going to break one of my perspective rules here just so that we can kind of move this video along and it's not too long and boring. But as you can see here, I'm going to create a one-point perspective drawing of a building. These things are kind of easy once you've figured out exactly how and where lines are. I'm not going to go into too much detail on how to get this because we've pretty much done this for the past 3 or 4 days in class, so I think you guys could be able to make these in your sleep, but we just follow all the perspective rules by keeping our vertical lines vertical and our horizontal lines horizontal, and then our diagonal lines going to the vanishing point. Now, one of the things that we've been practicing is trying to figure out how we can find the visual center, and I said the best way to do this is to make sure that we're not guessing. We went through and mapped out a technique by drawing diagonal lines on the face of what we were looking to find the visual center for, and then where those diagonals crisscross is our center of the area. From there, we can draw a vertical line up top, which will show us exactly where the top of the roof is going to be, or the peak of the roof. Now, to save ourselves some hassle later on, I'm just going to erase some of these construction lines so that they don't confuse you as you're following the video. Again, like I said, if you're at any point in time trying to figure out where we're at, you can go ahead and pause it. But so far, we've found visual center. From that, I've drawn a vertical line up to the top where I figure out that I want my peak of the roof to actually stop. Now, from here, I need to go back to my straight edge, so I don't want to fake it too much. But I'm going to draw a diagonal line that'll show the pitch or how far back my roof actually goes. Now from here, we know that drawing a diagonal line here breaks the rule of diagonals needing to go back to a vanishing point, but we've already kind of established that there's really no way to draw a slanted roof on this side of the building without breaking that rule. For the only difference I want you guys to do is instead of stopping it right here at this corner, I want you to extend the line a little further down so that this roof actually does hang over. And for those of you guys trying to see what it is I'm talking about, you'll notice I didn't stop right at that point. I actually brought the line a little further down. Now, if I zoom out, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that that slanted line that I made right there and put my straight edge up to it, make sure that it's also touching the vanishing point over there, and draw another horizontal line down. This will give me the bottom of my roof, okay? And as you can see, I'm starting to cut through some of the lines, some of these construction lines that I'll soon be getting rid of. But basically, this top of the roof portion kind of covers up everything. Now I've got to figure out exactly where this roof stops. And so instead of trying to just guess, because obviously it can't finish over here anywhere, or else there's no building for it to attach to, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to my straight edge, and I'm going to copy this slanted line, but I'm just going to move it over until I actually touch the corner. Instead of just drawing a slanted line right there, I'm going to continue it all the way down so that it does touch the bottom of my roof. And what you'll see is that I have a nice slanted line right there that I can start to kind of depict how far down this roof goes. Now, again, I'm going to come in and erase some construction lines so that people don't get too confused, but because this roof isn't see-through, I won't be able to see the building anymore. Now, in regards to this right side over here, we've got to think about exactly how far down the roof comes. Now, a lot of people just want to kind of eyeball that, so they'll put, you know, their ruler over there and they know that it's got to touch the corner over here, but when it comes down to figuring out how far down it needs to go, they just kind of guess. And I guess, I mean, you can probably do that, but it's not always wise because it's not always going to work out the right way. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to over guess. I'm going to kind of increase the length of that roof. This is wrong, but I want to show you guys a really easy way to double check yourself. I'm going to go back to this diagonal line that we drew to the vanishing point. Ironically enough, that diagonal line is actually shared over here on this side. So all I need to do is draw another diagonal line that touches the roof here, and then it touches the side of the building. I don't need to worry myself about drawing a diagonal line all the way through because this is, I mean, this is a side, the front view of this building that I don't really want to have to worry about. And you can see how much leftover space right there I can go ahead and erase and get rid of. Okay? I want you guys to pause this video, double check your partner's lines, double check your lines, make sure you have everything set up so that you guys can go ahead and move to the next video that will depict or talk about drawing openings and thicknesses on the rest of the building.